Hey lemlisters! Yippee, it's A/B testing time! Don't mind me if I'm switching between being excited and nostalgic during this video. My inner geek might come out once or twice.
I'm a nerd! So am I!
Alright, let's check out how we can use data to improve our outreach campaigns. I really hope you'll watch the whole video because of the incredible content provided in it, but in case you're not, at least stay to watch Erwan struggling in the streets of Paris.
Excusez-moi, ça vous dérangerait de me signer l'ajout? S'il vous plaît, juste m'écrire ça. Non? Signer l'ajout? Mais plus quoi encore?
What do you think is more accurate? Your team's presumptions about what kind of subject line should work best, or actual data about the performance of real subject lines that comes from your audience's reactions to those subject lines? Am I biased? Yeah. Am I ashamed of it? Never. Where am I going with this? No idea. Moving on. What you really need to know is, it's super easy to A/B test. You just need to know how and what to look out for. So you need an awesome person giving you this information. Hi. And lastly, you need a great email outreach software that lets you do that kind of thing. I'll suggest Lemlist here and excuse myself for the product placement. All right. Let's rewind for a second. What is A/B testing for cold emailing? It basically lets you compare two elements of your cold email with each other by using them on a real campaign and see which one has a better performance. So basically, let's say you test two different subject lines for the same campaign. Half of the prospects will receive the campaign with subject line A, and the other half will receive the email with subject line B. Now, before we jump into the details of A/B testing, be aware which KPIs to analyze in order to determine the success of your email element that you're testing. In the case of cold emailing, always focus on the monetary KPIs that reflect the overall success of your campaign. So, for example, the response rate, the number of meetings booked over the number of emails opened, and the deal size of your campaign, meaning how much money it generated for you. Then you also need to make sure that you follow these basic rules. Only A/B test for the same audience. Your A/B test results will be worthless if you mix audiences in your A/B test because different targets have different business needs. So make sure that your control and your test groups are homogeneous. In cold emailing, your sample size should be between 100 and 500 people, more specifically to ensure the significance of your generated results. Lastly, but very important, make sure to only test one thing at a time. For example, if you're testing two different subject lines, don't change the email body. Imagine, if your variant A generates better results than your variant B and you tested multiple things, you have no clue which element of your testing campaign worked well and which one didn't. All right, now that that's done, what can you actually A/B test? Ever you want. Literally. As I mentioned before, you can test your subject line. So for example, whether a teaser is more effective than a question in your subject line. So let's say you want to book a meeting with a prospect. I'm going to show you how you can test your subject line on Lemlist. You simply want to create your campaign as per the usual. So here, for example, I'm going to say A/B testing fun. I'm going to, for this example, skip the amazing campaign creator and go directly to my sequence. Here, you add your variant A. In our case, let's say it's Let's Talk SEO Hacks, first name. And here I'm just going to say email body. And then you want to click on A/B test the sequence right here. Then for your sequence B, you also choose blank. And then I can simply insert other subject line that I want to test. So for example, interested in learning new SEO hacks, first name. And then same here, I'm just going to have the same email body as in sequence A so that I can really test the two variants against each other. And then when I switch to the reporting section right here, I can directly compare the performance of my two sequences. As you can see, sequence A versus sequence B. You can also test different intro lines, so different approaches to breaking the ice. For example, comparing industry-related knowledge to capture attention versus stating a fact related to your target's product. Now, let's take this example. My variant A here would be, did you know that vegan lifestyle is often criticized for being accountable for soy plantations in South America and the related environmental impacts of deforestation? And that even though the majority of these plantations serve for the production of animal food and the finality for meat production. I came up with some content ideas to help your company communicate on this subject on social media, for example, and then I have my value proposition in the rest of the body of the email. Whereas here on sequence B, the icebreaker is, did you see that the ratio of vegan people in the US population are actually stagnating? Content creation to educate around the subject is now more important than ever. Here is one example that I came up with, and then, as before, the same email body. You might also have noticed that I kept the same exact subject line in order to respect the rule of only testing one element of the email. Another test could be customized images versus personalized text. Just make sure that the context remains the same, because it can be a bit tricky with this kind of comparison. Here in this campaign, you can see that I've simply added the custom image to variant A, whilst variant B stays the same email body, just without the image. This will help evaluate exactly which technique works better for the audience in question. By the way, we've seen amazing increases in reply rates of no less than 30% for campaigns with a personalized image as compared to campaigns with personalized text only. Check out our video on how to include personalized images in your campaigns on lemlist. You can also test personalized text versus personalized videos, or even personalized images versus personalized videos. To know how to set up the latter, also don't hesitate to check out our dedicated video. I have mentioned before that it's really important to match the tone of your message to your audience. But what if you're not sure what tone your target audience prefers? Guess what you can do to find out? You're right, A/B test that shit.
Woohoo!
Here's a list of the things that you can test. Your CTAs, which links work best, dynamic landing page integration versus a classic email, test different sequences, different follow-ups, different images. The list is endless. As I said before, you'll want to analyze the performance of your different variants based on the value that they generated for you. So click or reply rate, depending on the objective of your campaign, the book to meetings, and the deal size. Now, let me give you a few benchmarks that you want to be aware of. In terms of click rate, aim for at least 40%. For the reply rate, you want to reach at least 8% if you're targeting a broader audience, and at least 20% if you're targeting a more segmented one. In terms of meetings booked, you should target a minimum rate of 10%. Remember, getting replies is great, but you actually want people to be interested in your offer, so the amount of interested leads and thus meetings booked is way more important. Just adding a teeny-weeny product placement again right here, because in lemlist, you can actually track your interested aid super easily. Whenever you get a positive reply to one of your campaigns, you can easily mark the lead as interested, like this. You just click on the lead in question, so let's say it's Arena here, and click on the 3 little dots and then say mark as interested. Then you can go on the reporting section and your lead will be included in the interested rate right here. This allows you to have a much better understanding of the actual success of your campaign. As for the deal size, that completely depends on the context of your business. And there you go, a little tip. Cut yourself some slack in the beginning when you're starting your first A/B tests. It comes with a bit of practice, but I'm sure you'll create amazing tests in no time. As per the usual, I will not ask you to like and subscribe, because at lemlist we do the things differently. So if you like this video, I dare you to like it and to subscribe to our channel. If you don't like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, you'll have to get a stranger to sign your cheek and then send the video to charlotte@lemlist.com. Our Lemarter at1 did it, so not liking and subscribing and not doing the dare is going to be really bad for your karma.
Bonjour monsieur, j'aime beaucoup ce que vous faites, ça vous dérangerait pas de signer ma joue?
Ah, j'ai pas le temps, j'ai tiré ma...
C'est juste, faut juste écrire votre nom sur ma joue.
J'ai pas le temps. Hein.
Ça marche, bonne journée. Il a pas le temps, hein. Il a pas le temps. Excusez-moi, je suis un très grand fan. Est-ce que vous pourriez me signer la joue, s'il vous plaît? Non? Excusez-moi, ça vous dérangerait de me signer la joue? S'il vous plaît, juste m'écrire ça. Non? Complètement malade, lui. Me signer la joue. Mais plus quoi encore? Excusez-moi, je suis désolé de vous déranger, il faudrait juste que vous me libériez d'un enfer. Il faudrait juste me signer la joue, c'est pour un pari, et après je peux rentrer au show. Ouais, ça c'est pas fou, mais personne ne veut le faire. Merci beaucoup, vous me sauvez la vie. Bonne journée. J'ai joué la carte de faut que vous me libériez, là j'en ai marre, je veux rentrer. Bah, il est naze votre pari.
Well, not as easy as it looks. Don't hesitate to comment on this video or send me a message on LinkedIn if you have any questions or if there's a subject that you would like me to cover here on the Lemlist YouTube channel. We'd be super happy to hear from you. In the meantime, stay lemazing, and I'll see you in the next video.